Private Tuck is a funny little codger with a smile, a funny smile.
Hi everybody, I'm the Certified History Nerd, and today, something I actually never did on my old channel, probably because I couldn't, but I actually can do this now, and this is a complete thing. Like, this is a complete evolution video. Like, there's nothing else you can go off. Well, one thing I'm missing, which I will have when I get my mid-war Vietnam uniform, and it's just one thing. Because what I'm doing here is the evolution of US rank patches, specifically Sergeant. That's what I have here. It's really cool to actually see all the differences. But the only thing I'm missing is the last time patches rank were used. Now you could say, oh, what about the collar tabs for the 80s? No, those aren't patches. Those are collar tabs. Those are not rank patches. I'm talking about rank patches here. And this is it. Like, this is it. I mean, you could say Korean War, but, like, that's the same thing as, like, World War II. And, I mean, you could technically go into the Civil War with the ranks on the cusp, but those aren't patches. Those are just sewn in, so. Actually, they did have legit patches, but it's complicated there. I mean, I'll explain, but really the only thing I'm missing is the subdued versions of these. So literally it's just this, but green with a black background. Or sorry, black with a green background. I messed that up. Which I will have eventually, but that will be a staff sergeant patch, so it would not be a sergeant patch, because I'm going to be a staff sergeant for mid to late war, sergeant for early war, yeah. And this will eventually be on a jacket, and this will be eventually on a jacket, so eventually I'll be able to compare all the jackets, except Korean War, so there's that. But anyways, let's begin World War I. So one thing you'll notice is we have 2 rank patches here, 2 there, 1 here. Why is that? Well, in World War I, you were you were given 2 rank patches, 1 for your jacket and 1 for your overcoat. So most soldiers, if they even had their jacket, would only have 1, and it would be on your right side. And from what I've learned from Mike B, I watch Mike B. But one thing I learned from him from live stream Q&A was I don't know who the hell's gonna watch this video and actually does World War I US reenacting, but if you do World War I US reenacting, you want to do rank patches or a rank patch, it goes slightly right above where your elbow bends on the sleeve. So like it'd be like, I can't point because right here or so, because my elbow bends right here, so it'd be right above that. So you only would have 1, and even then, if you do it, you don't even need a rank patch, because, well, it's just not common. Rank patches were given to NCOs, and I don't think any privates would actually have rank patches. And after a gas attack, if it was real or suspected, which means just a thought of it, but maybe most of the times didn't really happen, especially for the Americans, you would have to send your uniform, take off your uniform, and either just get a completely new one, or send it back to be washed. But when it came back, it was in this big pile of uniforms, so you'd have to either dig for your specific one, or just pick some random person's. It's just one that fits you. So that's why there's only 1. And yeah. So it is a wool patch. The background is wool, and I think the stitching for the stripes are even wool themselves. As you can see, a bit different from every single other one. It comes out a bit more, but I don't know. But this is the first time rank patches were really used extensively. And even post-war, there was only 1 rank patch, again, on your right side. Again, because 1 for your overcoat, 1 for your jacket. Of course, this is an original Sergeant patch. And you can definitely tell that these were not uniformly made, because as you can see, it's not very well made. Like these patches were not like factory made, in the sense they were more homemade, if anything. It's not, and of course, and then after post World War I, you get the division patches as well, become more uniform as division symbols become a thing. And I ordered a 36th Infantry Division post World War I rank patch that has not arrived yet, and I'm pretty pissed about it, because it was supposed to come late last month, and it's February 10th today, so it's like over a week just not here, and it's annoying me, because that would be really cool to show. And it's original too, but yeah, this is an original patch. Those are original patches. Those are replicas. Really good replicas, but from Moore's Military. I suggest Moore's Military for patches and most of your Vietnam stuff. However, if you want to get replica stuff, go to Hessen Antique. They have all the goods for replicas. Moore's Military is where you get your more original stuff, like equipment. If you want original equipment, just know it's a bit pricey, so just a fair warning. Although originals for Vietnam tend to do a lot better than replicas, would you believe? Sometimes originals are better than replicas, like for bayonets and stuff like that. Typically, depending on how good condition they are. But you have a higher chance of finding a good original bayonet than a bad one. So just yeah. So then in World War II, right around World War II, and before World War II, rank patches become a lot more common and a lot more universally, or a lot more uniform. As you see, these are like complete copies, as if I had another surgeon patch, it would probably not even look the exact same as this one. Like, it's a bit extended here, the cuts are different, yeah, but when we get to World War II, yes, these are originals, I got them from Grayson, from Random Stuff with Grayson. Go check out his channel. He doesn't post a whole lot, but there's just mostly World War II stuff, and he's a good friend of mine, and we'll probably do some collabs soon. So just know that. But for World War II, you would have two. One on each side of your sleeve, just like in Vietnam and Korea. But so yeah, it is a tan with I can't tell if it's really it's like a navy blue background, but yeah, navy blue background, and then with the tan on that. So yeah, you would have two. Privates typically, some didn't have rank patches, some did. NCOs tended to have rank patches more, just like in World War One. Except in World War One, like there was no privates. I don't know. There probably was some private out there that had a rank patch during the war, but mostly if you see photos of jackets with jackets of World War One jackets, a lot of them are actually post-war, and a lot of originals that you'll find are probably going to be post-war if they were used by that soldier after the war as well. But there's also a lot of jackets that aren't post-war, just like were ditched or not used after they came back. But yeah, World War II. So I don't know a whole heck of a lot about World War II rank patches, in the sense of yeah, I know that they were used a lot more than in World War One. However, there's still photos I found, and reenactors do as well, where they don't have a rank patch, and that mostly can either just be because they don't want a specific rank, and it is still accurate, as there was soldiers who just didn't have rank patches. But, it's a heck of a lot more common, and reenactors who do it, I feel like reenactors do it a bit too much. I feel like it was more common than how you'll see in reenactments. I don't know though, but I know a lot of reenactors don't do rank patches on their jackets because they don't want a specific rank, and that way they don't have to buy a completely new jacket to portray like an officer or a low-ranking soldier. But if you have a specific rank, like me and my friends, when we are going to do reenacting eventually, but like now we are actually choosing for each other specific ranks. So I'm going to be a sergeant. I got promoted from corporal, and I'll be our medic. This uniform, Probably late this year. Late summer this year, maybe midsummer, depending on when I finish World War One. But after I finish World War One US, I'm going to World War Two US. So expect that one. That will be a fun uniform. I'm gonna be a medic, so that will be an interesting video. For World War One, I'm gonna be a rifleman, so that won't be too interesting as it's like the most common thing. But you know, World War Two, I want to be a medic. The ring patch is very similar to the Vietnam one, which makes sense to be perfectly honest. It's a cotton stitch, as it seems here. That or this is canvas, but the background is cotton. This is an original, as you can see, and it's quite used. And when I get sewn onto that uniform, I'm definitely never taking these off. These were taken off a uniform, and that's why the backs are probably so janky. But these are a really cool piece of history. Same with this. I mean, like, this could have been worn by someone. This could have been worn by someone. Although I don't think these were. I don't even think this was, because I don't see any stitch holes. Actually, there might be stitch holes, but I don't know. Like, you don't know the story behind these. And I love that. And these are just really, really cool. And I will use these. But yeah. Then when you get to early Vietnam, and actually late World War II or early Vietnam, rank patches are like standard. I think in early World War II they weren't as common, but maybe they were, and they maybe got less common after. I don't know how World War II works. I'm not a World War II expert. Grayson, though, knows a heck of a lot more about World War II, so if you want to learn a bit more about World War II, hopefully he'll post a lot more, but if you want to know a lot more about World War II and see more World War II equipment from a small channel and someone that I know, and, you know, just want to help support me and my friends, then go to his channel, which is Rhino Style with Grayson. I know I'm plugging in this channel a lot, but, you know, he's a good friend of mine, and I just want to help his channel grow, because he has a lot of subscribers, but like a lot of them aren't really into history. But right now he's actually doing a lot better than me, because his history videos have over 10 views each. Mine don't. But granted, that's because I had to restart. But you know, yeah. Anyways, now we move on to Vietnam. If you look at early war Vietnam uniforms, they all have rank patches, and the early war style, and this was also used by the National Guard, and pre-war is this gold on green. So as you can't really see that's green, it looks more black, but it's a green background. You can see better in natural light with a golden chevrons. That's the word. Okay, I'm dumb. Stripes, chevrons, same thing. And actually, I put these in the washer, and I put this jacket in the washer because it just needs to be washed. I was trying to wash the glue off of that from the original patch I had there. And yeah, now I'm not going to talk about every single thing about this jacket, and I know I'm posting this actually. This is going to be posted before I do the video on this uniform. So this is a little like teaser for the actual Vietnam uniform that I'm going to try to do a video for today, and I don't know when it will be posted though. But I put these in the washer, and they look a lot more worn now, and actually I kind of like it like that. I'm not going to talk about that, you know, first infantry division, whatever. But so this rank patches, every soldier's gonna have his rank patches on by early Vietnam. After once you get to 1966, 1967, and I think they still used rank patches until the late 60s, like 68, 69. Once you get into the 70s, they are not used, and I think about 68 they were not used as well. But those ones are basically just these, but the gold is subdued. It's a black on a more dark. Actually, I can't remember. No, I think it's black on dark green, although it could be dark green on black. I don't remember exactly. Just know it's subdued, and you can't. So it's not as bright. And trust me, these are bright. Same with the division patches. They're also subdued. Okay, it's black on green. That's right. So this will be black, and that would be green. These would be black, and the background would be green. Chevrons would be black. Holy cow. Because I have photos of me on it's from me further away, and you can clearly see those so easily. It's not even funny. Okay, yeah. Then, but after that, you had the subdued patches, and then after that, color tap patches. Now, I do have one. It's a subdued one, which was the only ones used. I don't have it out right now, and I'm not gonna go get it because that's not what I'm talking about, like specifically. But I do have one, and it was for this uniform, because I got this from my neighbor, and apparently his great-grandfather was an officer because it's a lieutenant rank patch right here. And I mean, oh guys, there was 4 of these jackets, and 2 of them had all the patches. Actually, no, I think only one had all the patches, but 2 of them actually had the ones embroidered on. He had the color tab patches, the rank tabs. And it was a lieutenant, and I have the one for this uniform. But yeah, but these are a lot more uniform by Vietnam, and where was I gonna go with this? I lost my train of thought, dang it. Yeah. As you can see, all these patches are cut edge is what it's called, where like there's no like bulbing around. They're all smooth, cut, everything. There is patches out there, especially at Army surplus stores. Not like, like Army surplus world and stuff like that. Like, you're not veteran run ones. And they have the not cut edge ones, and more Militaria does have the not cut edge ones, and I do have some. And I don't, but I'm not gonna get them because they weren't really used all that much. So I think that's all I wanted to say. Eventually I will hopefully be able to do a jacket comparison. Holy cow. But for now, that's this. And that is the evolution of US rank patches. For a quick review, we go from a wool patch with only one and it being rarely used, to cotton stitch and canvas. Although I think that's canvas. It could be cotton stitch. I know that is, but I forgot to say that. Yeah, these are cotton. But no, that's canvas with a cotton stitch. Okay. Canvas, cotton stitch, 2 rank patches each on your jacket instead of just one. More common. Then we go to the full cotton stitch, 2 each. Way more uniform. Every soldier is going to have it. And then eventually we go to the subdued ones where it's a lot less common. And then we go to the rank color tabs. So yeah. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.
By Vietnam, he's an awful little dodger with a smile, a sunny smile.